If you watch any preseason, you probably have heard of the name Yuki Kawamura, but in case you haven't, he's a 5'8" point guard that was signed by the Grizzlies for training camp. They were impressed by his showing at the Olympics, where he was Japan's second leading scorer, and wanted to see if he could give the Grizzlies a punch. The Grizzlies brought him in because he could really shoot the ball, but even if you just looked at his preseason stats, it didn't look like he had done much. He only made 4 total shots in 5 games, and shot only 25% from 3. He made his living in Japan with his threes off the dribble, especially with the step back, but as you could see, a lot of these misses were bad misses. This was the only pull-up jumper that he made, and the Pacers basically dared him to shoot it. So how does a 5'8" guy that couldn't buy a bucket still crush preseason? Well, it really comes down to his passing. And to put it simply, every teammate is going to want to play with Kawamura. The most impressive parts of his passing are his vision and instincts. He really understands where his teammates are and can find them at ease. Because he's short, there's concerns of what he could do around the rim, and while we haven't seen him finish as much, what he does open up are cutters. Here the ball is swung to Kawamura. He has Edey in the post, but instead uses him as a screen. Beating Buzelis off the dribble with Patrick Williams sealed opens up the baseline, and Wells is waiting for the layup. When he's isolating, Kawamura is never trying to do anything fancy. You're not going to see multiple different moves, but he's able to use his quickness to get by his defender. Sometimes you'll use a change of pace dribble, you'll notice him dribble, then bam, accelerate into the paint and find a cutter at the rim. And so far, NBA guys do fear his driving ability. They'll have gap defenders lurking, which then opens up those backdoor cuts again. But what I think makes him so impressive is that he's creative, but in a very fundamental way. The ball swings to Kawamura, and the driving lane looks clogged up, but he fakes the pass to open up space to drive, then throws a no-look dime to Zach Edey. It's rare for guys that are 6 feet tall to manipulate defenders at this level, but Kawamura is one of the few that really can. He sees things that haven't even happened yet. He's driving, and it looks like he's got nowhere to go. At this point, it looks like he's going to find Desmond Bane, but instead throws it to the baseline. The defender doesn't have a chance, and Huff lays that in. Just look at that again. When he throws it, there's literally no one there, but he trusts that his teammate will get there and is rewarded for it. Running the pick and roll this time, Yuki has 6'10" Buzelis on him with THT anticipating the pass, but by not looking at the roller, he freezes THT for a second and throws a no-look pass between 2 defenders, hitting Huff perfectly for the dunk. I'm not saying Ja Morant or Marcus Smart aren't good passers, but Kawamura adds something that Memphis hasn't had. The ability to find almost everyone on the floor really gives Memphis so much lineup flexibility, because even if you're not a good shooter, Kawamura is going to open up cutting opportunities by beating his defenders off the dribble. And that's why people are going to love playing with this guy. At this point, he has really good court mapping skills, and his priority is to find his teammates instead of looking for his own shot. What I will say is that he's going to have to start making his threes if he really wants to stay in the league, because as teams get to know his tendencies, especially if they just sag off of him, it's just another reason why he would get cut. For people that are wondering, Kawamura did get the final 2-way contract for the Grizzlies, so they obviously see what he brings to the table, but only time will tell to see if he can really stay in the league.